Good evening. It's Friday, March 21st, 2025. Today we felt a continuation of the energy that we experienced yesterday. The theme for yesterday's channeled message was boundaries and borders, communicating boundaries, standing on your boundaries, your word, backing up your word with consistent action, moving forward with faithfulness. Today's energy is a continuation of that. It was so important for us to get that information yesterday because it seems that overnight, I'm seeing that overnight fires igniting all over the planet, all over the country, all over the world in so many different ways. Literal fires. We've already heard about the Heathrow Airport shutting down, and that caused a lot of chaos with transportation, especially with international air travel and European air travel. We've had one airplane incident after the other right here in the United States. And what this has done, it's caused an overall distrust and fear of air travel. And it has instilled an overall sense of fear of moving forward in the minds of so many in our collective. We can see that this is a coordinated confusion and fear tactic that we're seeing right now. Because as we're dealing with all of these airplane incidents and power shutdowns, there's been volcanoes, the main theme I'm seeing is fire. I'm really feeling, what I'm hearing is everything's burning down. Things are burning down. And there's burning in a literal sense, but also this system that we know of, it's also being taken down in a figurative sense. Many of the systems that we have relied on are being taken down under the guise of having them replaced with something that works better. But in the meantime, we haven't received detailed information or much information at all over how these services are going to be the services that so many millions of people in our country and also in the world rely on. When we look at today's date, it's Friday, March 21st, 2025. So I'm seeing 321 or also 321. So there's this feeling of a countdown, a very quick countdown before liftoff. That's an interesting analogy considering the recent SpaceX rocket launch where the astronauts that had been stranded in space were brought back home. But we also remember the two failed Starship launches before that and what that stood for. The very strong message about trying to control fate. So today is Friday, March 21st, 2025. And I'm getting a real sense of this is the moment where we are we are seeing a demonstration. I'm hearing the word karmic manifestations. So this is a major reaping moment. Whatever you have sown, whatever you have been persistently, faithfully is the word, sowing. In this moment right now, and it begun yesterday, this judgment. If you've been really heeding the call to service, to bring the service that only you can bring, and in order to do that, you must make the commitment to be who you truly are. And everything that's not authentic must go. If you've been being faithful to that call and you're noticing now that everything is burning down, falling apart, if you've been being faithful to that calling, things are not as dire as they appear. God is faithful, and God has already made a way for you. People are being sorted out. People's vibration, the way people vibrate, is actually sorting them at this time. So continue to be faithful in what you're doing. Push forward even more. What I'm seeing right now is climbing a hill and getting to the top of the hill, the apex of the hill there. We're at the top of the hill in this situation right now. And a downhill slope of the situation that we're facing right now. So we saw things get a really hard, strong, fast start in January. And it was just one thing after another. A small moment of adjustment in February, and it started to accelerate again around the middle of February, and things started accelerating. Things started to accelerate after the middle of February, and we just rolled right into March. And this is the moment where it feels like this is the moment where the battle of the creators versus the destroyers is really hot out. They're pulling all the stops. So this downhill motion. So when I say that we're on the downhill slope of a situation, that's a good thing if you've been being faithful to your calling. If you have been faithful to who you are, faithful to yourself and to everyone who supports you and those who depend on you, things are about to really speed up. But just know that you are about to see your manifestations come into reality very soon. This moment right now where everything's burning down, this is the moment to clear everything out of your energy field that doesn't add to your vibration. There's going to be a lot of messages. There's going to be phone calls, text messages, emails, unannounced visits. There's going to be very distracting content that you'll see on social media. Social media itself may feel more distracting. You may hear noise from the outside, all sorts of distractions on the outside, because at this time, everyone, as I mentioned yesterday in yesterday's channeled message, I saw a vision of the battle lines being drawn. And at this point, you know what's what and who's who. And everyone knows, everyone has decided what side they're on. And because there's no more time, everyone is doubling down on their position. They know that you know who they are, but they are so desperate that they are still going to double down. They realize that there's no more time, so they're going to double down on the gaslighting and the deception. All of a sudden, you're going to feel something different. You may have been feeling triggered in so many ways, just being pinged in so many different ways and in so many different directions. I'm seeing that there's a threshold that has been exceeded. There's a threshold that has been surpassed for the collective, for most of the collective. And these events, these confusion tactics, fear tactics, the gaslighting, the deception, they're not going to trigger you anymore the way that they triggered you before. And because you have this inner knowing that everything that you've worked so hard for, because you've been faithful, you've been persistent in your choosing to be authentic, and you've been consistent and faithful in creating that thing, that using your special gifts, creating that product, that service, the ministry, that unique ministry that you were designed for, the experiences that you've had all your life have prepared you for this moment and made you uniquely qualified for your ministry or to create this product or this service or organization because you've been faithful. This is a good thing for you. This is a good energy. It's not going to trigger you in a bad way. It's going to spur you on, and all of a sudden you are going to feel, I'm getting the word fire again, and instead of feeling the burning of this fire in a bad way, you're going to feel a motivating fire that is going to propel you like a rocket. You're going to see and experience a lot of rushed communication, sloppy communication, very sloppy, desperate communication, lame excuses. But when you experience this, be happy. If you're experiencing this right now, be joyful because you're leveling up. If you're experiencing this right now, and a lot of us are experiencing this right now in the collective, be joyful because after all this comes down, you're going to get what you worked for. You're about to reap everything that you've sown. You're about to receive everything that you've sacrificed for. Today's energy is 3/21/2025. So 3 plus 21 is 24. And then add 9 to 24 and we get 33. The 12 energy is that letting go of anything that no longer serves you. The frequency of this planet has ratcheted way up, and that has spurred all of these events to take place. So anything that is in that old, outdated frequency vibration, it had to be let go. So that you could move forward now. You were faithful and letting it go because you knew that what was to come was greater and that it would bring you fulfillment and that it would teach you the lessons that would bring you into this new higher vibration where you're going to experience joy like you've never experienced before. So you can be happy because everything that you gave up for this moment, you're about to receive more. Everything that you had to lose, everything that you had to give up or sacrifice, you're about to receive it all back tenfold. And it's going to be better than before. You're going to experience joy, happiness, and fulfillment in a way that you could never imagine before, because the frequency is higher. And you don't receive this information or experiences until you're a vibrational match for it. So please be encouraged at this time. Things are not what they seem. If it feels bad, it's because reality is being engineered to make you feel bad and hopeless. But hold the frequency because you're almost there. Congratulations.